Now to access all of this, so let me just go back just to show you, give you a good example. So let's go back to my account. If we, let me bring this back up. If you click on, say, one of these options here, it will take you then to the dashboard. So this is the actual profile for this particular page, which again, you can access by going to reports, WebProfiler, and just by clicking on one of them. And then from the top, you can click on request. You can see all of this information about this particular request. You can see the controller, the callback, all this information. Absolutely a ton of information. Access control. This one's actually pretty useful because sometimes when you're trying to debug access issues, you randomly get an access denied on some random page. You can come along in here and see why it is happening. Now, I'm not sure if there's stuff on the side. No, there isn't stuff on the side. Anyway, but you can see just actually everything that's been checked. You have cookies. You also have session, metadata, attributes, request handler, server parameters, response headers, everything. Then databases. You can see all of the queries that have happened. And here you can see the actual query that's passed to Drupal, but you'll notice that it does have placeholders. Now, if you want to see the actual query that you can then copy and paste into something and actually query it, then just click on swap placeholders. And that means you can then grab this and then run the query. So if you have a large query or views, or you have a rogue view that generates 30 inner joins, outer joins, and it's taking 20 seconds to load up, and you just have to chuck an index on something, well, you can easily figure out the query, come along in here, and then just test everything out. And you can see that there are a lot of queries. I do believe that it will probably change the color if it's a slow query, but there are a lot of queries. The only thing I would like, if there was a way to filter these queries, just to kind of compact them and see if a particular module is generating a lot of queries more so than others, or a service, and kind of group them together. Of course, you're going to have a lot of queries come from the one method or something, especially for caching, but that'll be good. And then on the blocks, you have blocks. This just shows you the loaded blocks on the page, rendered blocks. This would be useful to figure out performance issues. Again, if you're having random blocks appearing on the page. I do remember in Drupal 6 days, that was a huge performance issue where over time people will be like, oh, my site's running slow. And then you realize that that blocks are getting rendered, but then there's a bit of code to then remove it at the template level, but it's still getting loaded and slowing the site down. It's not really an issue now, but hey, this is just another vector you can use to debug things. Then it tells you if there's a views on the page, and then finally, if there is a form. Now, the final thing we're going to look at is, so if we come to one of these, well, actually, let's go to services. Let's do one thing. Let's bring up services and click on save. And what I'll do, I'll go to the home page. I'll leave this open. I'll leave these settings open up. Come along here. Now, where is that services? It's somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere here. Not there, not there, not there. Routes. Oh, well, actually, yeah, let's do routes. Why not? Here it is. Okay. So you also have routes and services here.